YouTube, what is up? It's Shady. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about Xinyan. This is by far one of my favorite characters now. I just pulled her on the banner, and I could not be any more excited, guys. I think she provides a lot of utility to the team. I think she's a waifu, and I think she has anxiety too. So it's just like she just fits for me perfectly, guys. I'm going to showcase her damage a little bit here and go over my build path. And we can bring some things to the table, chop it up, do a little theory crafting. So without further ado, we're just going to jump right in here, guys. Okay, guys, so why should you look to play Xinyan? So for one, she's Pyro, and Pyro is the best element in the game. You're going to be able to provide Vaporize and Melt, get those high elemental reaction scales with your team, and that's always a great thing. The Pyro Resonance is the best in the game, so it's just always a thing to consider. But just putting her element to the side, her kit provides so much value to a team. Like, I'm just going to list the things that her E does. It provides an initial fibro hit. It does a shield that gives you transferable 15% physical damage to any person that's wearing the shield. So this is great for characters such as Razor, Fischl, Bennett. Any character you're going to click with, they're going to benefit from having Xinyan on their team. The shield also provides 250 damage effectiveness towards fire, so it's great in floor 10 of Abyss. The shield also cleanses, so it's great for floor 12 of Abyss. And there's only two characters that can currently cleanse that are 4 stars, and that's Bennett and my girl Xinyan. So you might want to consider pulling her just for that alone. On top of that, this shield, if it hits 2 or more enemies with the initial hit, it does a fire damage over time. So it scales with pyro damage, that is another plus. And the shield scales with defense, guys. So you don't need to put a lot of investment in it. You can have some shitty substats, even a defense main stat. It's okay. You could put her in. She's going to be unkillable. She's going to keep this constant shield out that's giving physical damage bonus to your carries and provide a lot of value overall for your team. And I think that is a great addition to any party. What more could you ask for out of one skill, right? So besides her E, her alt does an initial blast of physical damage, and that's very unique to the game because I don't think there's any ultimates that do physical damage, and it provides for a lot of wonky building with her. So it does an initial physical hit and then a pyro explosion that causes a dot over time. This scales really well, has 452% scaling, so it provides a lot of value in terms of like how you want to build her. If you want to just go straight burst damage, pyro, physical, you can really mix it up and think about how you're going to build her to maximize that burst if that's the route that you choose to take. I chose to work towards more her shield and support like abilities with the damage bonus and the value she gets off her E. All in all, great kit, great options to work around. And I should also mention that her ult has a lower cooldown than her shield. So there's just a lot of options here. You can play her any way you want. And I think this gives her a lot of versatility and makes her a great support character. Alright guys, so I'm just going to talk to you guys a little bit about weapons and artifacts and why I decided to go the route that I did here. We're going to start here with the White Blind. I think the White Blind is a great choice, especially free to play. It's going to give you defense as your secondary stat. That's going to scale with her shield and give you extra survivability on the shield while you're proccing that damage bonus for your team. I think this is amazing for her kit, and this is what I used for the build showcase and the demonstration. So I think this is a very viable option. Another great option, potentially better, is going to be the Sacrificial Greatsword. This is gacha, so I know this is not obtainable to everybody. So if you don't have this, no worries. The White Blind is going to work fine. But I think this can provide great value as well, giving you energy recharge, as well as the chance to reset your cooldown on that shield. And that can be invaluable sometimes in high levels of Abyss, or once it gets knocked down by a monster if you play wrong. Weeps. So that could help out a lot. Moving on to our artifacts here, I opted for a 2-piece Glad set, 2-piece Crimson Witch. I felt like I had everything I needed with this character, guys. I had a decent amount of energy, my survivability was good, I had decent stats on my defense. So I was like, alright, so how can I pump my numbers up a little bit more? So that's what I went in thinking about this. I just wanted to get a little bit more damage on my burst and my E when I did use those skills. So I opted to use the Crimson Witch set. I think the 2-piece is amazing here. It's going to give you extra pyro damage all the time. you have 2 dots worked into your kit, fire damage on your alt and your E. So it's like it's a real nice move, real safe. The Glad one, I have 2-piece Glad because I opted to have more damage on my E and constant throughout the whole course of her kit, as opposed to going with Noblesse, which is another great option if you want to have more burst heavy options. So I think those are great options here for support. If you don't have either of those or you're early in the game, you can also look into Exile just for the energy recharge. That's definitely going to be viable. So moving on to my artifacts here, I have a Gladiator Feather. This is some really good stats. I got lucky. This defense doesn't even matter if this would be originally a bad roll, but since it's in the end, it doesn't matter. Like, it's just perfect. This is my Diluc Feather. Same thing, the HP doesn't really matter here. You can even opt for like Gladiator pieces like this one right here, which I was looking at. Substats don't matter as much with this character, and this is where you're going to be able to provide a lot of value, especially if you're building her as a support, which I think is the stronger option here. I have an EM Cup, going to provide a little bit more reaction damage, some defense built in there, but mostly these are all my offensive stats. Again, just trying to pump that damage up. Right here, I have a Pyro Damage Cup. This you can fill with other slots. I also was looking at my physical damage bonus here for my ultimate. You can also just use straight attack percent if you don't have those options, like those, because more budget friendly would be attack percent or anything else you could fit your energy recharge. But like ideally, if you're trying to pump her numbers up on her burst, you're going to want to go for a pyro damage or get that physical damage bonus right there. And then with my witch hat, I have a crit rate hat. This is just like filler for me. If I didn't have the crit rate, I would go for, again, attack percent. I would just go for something crit rate, crit damage. This is just my Deluxe hat, and I thought it would fit really well here on the build. And it's been working out nice. The crit rate is not needed. You can use any optimal path that you can find here, whether it's attack, percent, crit damage, whatever you guys opt to think is best. And even defense, if you just want to build her straight tank and go straight defense for her. So I got level 5 talents here. I think that'll do good for the showcase. And I'm just going to show you guys what she looks like in floor 9 of Abyss. Alright, let's just see how the first floor goes. I'm probably gonna get clapped out to use. I don't think I'm ready for this yet, but then again, my razor is not that. My razor's I'm gonna click more here. I just want to get this guy out of here, dude. I guess you're right, man. And by get clapped out, not even get touched once. Oh, I fucked up. Yep. Oh my fucking fuck. That was pretty nice. Cool. As you guys can see, like, Xinyan is crazy. She provided a lot of support for my physical DPS, and like I did not take any damage barely at all in the Abyss. I really love her. She provides a lot of utility here, and like the only downside is people are like, well, why would I use her when I can use Bennett? Why would I use her when I could use Bennett? And like, well, duh. Like, you're comparing apple to oranges, and I think about that. Like, Bennett's the best support 4-star in the game with his healing ability and like his buff. He provides a lot, but Xinyan provides a cleanse, and you can pair them together. She provides a shield. She just provides a lot of value and more damage overall in her kit. So it's just like, it just depends on what you're looking for in a teammate, and I think that you can pair them both in teams, get the resonance, get the heal, get the shield, and still do physical damage. So it's just like there's a lot of options with them two being the only two that can cleanse. I just think it's really hard to like compare her to Bennett because they provide different values. All in all, I love this character a lot. If you get to further in whaling with Constellation, she becomes more of an offensive character. I personally believe that I'm trying to go for C2. It's really important to me when you all 100% crit rate and you get the level 3 shield. That's the one that gives you the damage over time. So if I could get this, I would be really happy, and I spent all my gems trying. Like, besides that, like, as you go down, it just gives you a little bit more offensive abilities, some levels, and then your C6 is going to convert 50% of your defense into charge attack damage. So it's just like, she's okay. She can be used offensively the more constellations you get. Like, I just prefer her kit more as a support. I love this character all in all, and like I hope you guys found this guide insightful. If you did, do me a favor and like and subscribe to the channel as we start to grow here. And we stream daily every day at www.twitch.tv/shadybaity. Hopefully I catch you guys there. We'll be doing some more building with other characters and trying to test out things here in the future. So much love. I'll catch you guys in the next video, and as always, peace.